Welcome to the third in a series of 4 videos from the University of Reading Library on using Desktop EndNote. In this video we'll be looking at ways to navigate and manage your library, using groups and tags to organise references, editing references in case they don't quite match what's required of your referencing style, and lastly working with PDFs, attaching them using the Find Full Text tool in EndNote, manually attaching PDFs you already have, and using the AI Research Assistant to generate some key takeaways from a PDF. This is my EndNote library. I've currently got 17 references in it, so you can click on all references and it will take you back to show you all of the references you have in your library. If you've just downloaded some references, they will be in a temporary imported references group, so these are the latest ones I downloaded from PubMed. Anything you've added that day will still be sitting in recently added as well. The unfiled item here just means that none of the references are in a group. I haven't got any groups at the moment. I'll talk about that in a moment. And if you want to delete a reference, there are a number of ways you can do it. Quickest way is just to highlight it and press delete on your keyboard, or you can drag it across onto the trash as well. Also down this left-hand panel is the online search. This is a feature we don't tend to recommend because it is a very basic search tool. And some of these options may not work if a login is required. But if you know of a specific reference that you want to get, for instance on PubMed, you could use the online search. If you want to navigate around your library, you can click on these column headings to reorder your library. So if you wanted to see them in journal name order, the default is by author name. To find a specific reference, you can search using the box at the top here, and you'll see the results there. You can then clear your search once you've finished with that. The default view on EndNote is to show you all the references in this format. If you want to find out more, just double click on the reference and a side panel will open here. This will include the reference details and also the abstract if that's been downloaded with your reference. Down the bottom here you can get a preview of what the reference will look like in the style that you have selected. So I'm going to switch across so that the most common ones will be in this quick list here. So if you want to use, say, the Vancouver referencing style, that will come up automatically. If the style you want isn't displaying here, just click on select another style, and there are hundreds to choose from in that list. If you need to change details of any of the references, you've got an edit option here. And if you have a PDF attached, there's a PDF option here to allow you to explore that PDF. So that's everything around just navigating your library. One thing just to watch out for in terms of managing your library, if you are downloading from multiple places, you may get the same reference coming through from 2 different databases. So this is the same reference by Dewland. This one has come through from the Summon library database, and this one has come through from PubMed. The reference details should be exactly the same, and it's a good idea to get rid of any duplicates so they don't cause you problems when you come to cite them in Word. So there is, under the library option here, the option to find duplicates, and you can then decide which ones you're going to keep. So these are pretty much identical, but I would generally keep the one which has the full form of the journal name rather than an abbreviated one. So you can just select to keep that specific reference, and for the same reason I'm going to keep this one on the left. And that then moves the 2 duplicates into trash so that you can delete them. We recommend that you just have one EndNote library so it's easier to manage all your references and is easier for you when you're working with Word to know which library the reference you want is in. To then enable you to organise the references within EndNote, there are 2 features. So there's the My Groups option and My Tags, and they do similar jobs. So My Groups, and if you just right click on My Groups, you can create a group and you can call it whatever you want that's relevant to what you're doing, or it might be an assignment title, it might be a module code, it could be a topic. So I'll just pop in a quick title for my group, and then I can just click and drag any relevant references onto that group. You can have a large number of groups and the references can be in as many groups as you want. So use those to organize your references. The other way is to use your tags, and the tags give you a sort of a visual way of knowing what references come under each category. So if I add a new tag, so say I wanted to flag the UK studies in the results in my EndNote library, and I'm going to use the red tag for that. I can then create the tag, so there's nothing in it at the moment. So if I go back to my references, and this one is clearly a UK study, so I can just click and drag, and then it gets a little coloured tag next to it. So there's complementary but slightly different ways of organising the references within your EndNote library. When you download reference details from different databases, the information may come through in slightly different formats, and these will make your reference list inconsistent if you don't change them. Specific things to watch out for are things like title capitalization. So for instance, Cite Them Right Harvard style requires all article titles to be in lowercase or sentence case with just the first letter of the first word and any proper names capitalized. So this is correct. However, these two here have every significant word with a capital, and that would be incorrect for the Harvard style, so I need to change that. Also, watch out for journal names. If you're downloading from the PubMed database, they will always come through in an abbreviated form. If you're not sure what the full title should be, just Google the abbreviation and the journal's website will come up and you'll be able to copy the full name from there. So this one needs both things changing. So if I just double click on it and go into the edit option here, I can then make those changes. So let's start with the journal name. So I know this is the European Heart Journal. And make sure you capitalize every significant word of a journal name. The opposite to that is your article title. So this is incorrectly capitalized at the moment and I need to change it so it's in sentence case. The quickest way to do this is to go up to the change case menu at the top here and select sentence case and it magically changes. But just watch out for any words which should have a capital. So US stands for United States, so that needs to be capitalized still. And just save those changes and then that reference will be ready to use. When you download references from databases, it will just download the reference details and not the full text. But EndNote has a handy tool to enable you to try and grab the PDFs and attach them to your references. So I just select some of the references in my library, and on the top right of those references is a button labelled as PDF. This is the Find Full Text button. When you click on it, it will try and grab the PDFs for you, so it's most successful with open access articles. And as it progresses through that search, you'll see the numbers changing here on the left. So it's searching at the moment, it's found me 2 PDFs and it's found me a web link which may enable me to download the PDF which I could attach later on, as I'll show you in a moment. So as it searches through those it's found, a paperclip will appear next to them, and if you open up that reference you've now got this PDF option here, and to view that PDF you just click on this button. That will open the full text of the article for you to read. You can also use the annotation tools available here if you want to make your own notes on that PDF. If it can't find the PDF for you, you can check to see if we have access to it by searching on the Summon database on the library homepage. Just search for the article title. If we have it, you can download the PDF and I'll show you how to attach it to a reference now. If you've already downloaded the PDF of an article, you can attach it to a reference in your EndNote library. Select the reference you want and click on the PDF option and select Attach PDF. It will allow you then to browse through your through your desktop to find where you've saved it. So I've just got to browse through to my downloads folder, and here's the full text of that article that I downloaded earlier. I just click Open, and the paperclip won't appear next to the reference until you click away from it. And once you click Yes to save, the paperclip will appear And if you go to the PDF option, once again, you can then open that PDF, read it and annotate it as you wish. The latest version of EndNote includes an AI research assistant to generate key takeaways from the PDFs that you're using. To be able to use this tool, you'll need to have either set up the sync option through Library Status, or you'll be prompted to do it here in the right-hand panel. So to do that, go to Create or Sign In. If you haven't already created an EndNote online account, you'll need to do this by clicking on Sign Up. If you've already got one, you'll need to log in with your details here. Once you are successfully logged in, it will generate a key takeaway from the PDF of that paper. So if I switch across to another one of my articles that has a PDF attached, you'll see it generate the key takeaway to give you a quick summary about that article, which will hopefully help you understand it before you delve into the full PDF. Move on now to the final video in this series, which will show you how to use all those references you've added to EndNote in a Word document.